Hey there, I'm Julie Thompson, minus 28, a rising star in marketing and about to marry the love of my life. Everything was perfect, or so I thought. Julie, you look stunning. My best friend Jessica beamed, adjusting my veil with a grin. Thanks, Jess. I can't believe this day is finally here. I took a deep breath, steadying myself as I prepared to walk down the aisle. My heart melted when I saw Mark's face light up. God, I love that man. The ceremony was flawless, like a dream. But the reception, that's when things took a dark turn. Julie, darling, Eleanor, Mark's mother, called out with a toast in hand. To my new daughter-in-law. Eleanor and I had never truly clicked. She always seemed to think I was unworthy of her son. But maybe today was different, an olive branch. Thanks, Eleanor, I replied, accepting the champagne glass and hoping for a fresh start. I took a sip and in the corner of my eye, spotted two unexpected faces, my parents. We hadn't spoken in years, not since I'd left home at 18. Mark, my parents are here. I don't know what to do. Mark squeezed my hand reassuringly. It's okay, babe. We'll handle it together. We made our way toward them, but as we approached, the room started to spin. Sounds blurred and my vision grew hazy. Mark, I don't feel so good. Julie, what's wrong? His voice sounded distant. I reached out, trying to focus, but everything faded to black. The last thing I saw was Eleanor's face, smiling, but there was something sinister in her expression. When I came to, I was lying on a cold, hard floor, not the plush hotel bed I'd expected. My head throbbed as I looked around, panic rising. This place was unfamiliar, dimly lit, and silent. Hello? Is anyone there? My voice echoed, but there was no answer. I tried to stand, legs trembling beneath me. My wedding dress, once pristine, was now dirty and wrinkled, and my ring, it was gone. Mark? Mark? I called out, desperation in my voice. Silence, then faint footsteps and voices from above. I strained to listen. She's gone, Mark. I'm so sorry, sweetie. Eleanor's voice, thick with mock sympathy. My blood ran cold. What was going on? Days blurred together in that dark, windowless basement. I pieced together fragments of conversations, slowly realizing the horrifying truth. One day, I heard Eleanor's heels clicking on the stairs. The door creaked open, flooding the room with light. She stood there, silhouetted, her gaze filled with cold satisfaction. Well, how's the runaway bride? Eleanor, what's happening? Let me out of here. She laughed, a sound that chilled me to the core. Oh, Julie, you naive little girl. Did you really think you could take my son from me? Take him? We're in love. We got married. A marriage that never should have happened, she sneered. As far as everyone knows, you got cold feet and ran away. Poor Mark, devastated, left with only his mother to comfort him. My blood ran cold. You're lying. Mark would never believe that. Wouldn't he? Eleanor's smile was vicious. He's always trusted his mother, just as he did with the last girlfriend who disappeared mysteriously. What are you talking about? Eleanor's eyes gleamed with twisted satisfaction. Oh, you didn't know. You're not the first, Julie. I've grown quite good at removing obstacles. Now be a good girl and stay put. In a few months, you'll be declared dead. Mark will move on, with me guiding him, of course. You're insane. You can't keep me here forever, I spat. Her cold smile never wavered. Watch me. The door slammed shut, casting me back into darkness. I tried everything, picking a lock, breaking the tiny window, even digging at the walls. Nothing worked. Days blurred into weeks, and I was left in isolation with only the sickening echo of Mark's devastated voice drifting down to me, punctuated by Eleanor's nauseating, faint sympathy. My hope was dwindling. One particularly dark day, curled in a corner, something caught my eye, a faint glint under an old shelf. Crawling over, hardly daring to hope, I reached out, an old flip phone, half covered in dust. With trembling fingers, I flipped it open. It had power and signal. For the first time in what felt like eternity, a smile tugged at my lips. Eleanor thought she had won, but she'd made one fatal mistake. Never underestimate a woman with nothing left to lose. Clutching the phone to my chest, I steadied myself. This was my lifeline. I couldn't risk a single wrong move. But as I sat there, mind racing with plans and possibilities, one thing became crystal clear. Eleanor Wilson had no idea who she was dealing with. and she was going to regret ever crossing Julie Thompson. With shaking hands, I dialed Jessica's number, my heart pounding as it rang. "Hello?" "Jess, it's me, Julie." A beat of stunned silence, then Julie, "Oh my God, where are you?" "Everyone's been so worried." "Listen carefully," I whispered. "I didn't run away. Eleanor drugged me. I'm locked in her basement." Another beat of silence. Then Julie, that's insane. "Are you okay? Do you need help?" "I swear on our friendship, Jess, I'm telling the truth. I need you to believe me." She hesitated. "This is a lot to take in." "I know, but please, I need you to help me look into some things, discreetly." "What things?" "Eleanor's past, the family business, finances, Mark's ex-girlfriend. There's something rotten going on here." After a tense pause, she said, "Okay, I'll see what I can do. But Julie, if this is true," "It is, and when we prove it, Eleanor's going down." Hanging up, I knew I had to be patient. When Eleanor came down next, I was ready. "Please," I whimpered, curling into a ball. "I can't take it anymore." "You win." She smirked, relishing my apparent surrender. "Finally breaking, are we?" "Good girl." The second she left, I sprang into action. I documented everything, the locks, the food scraps, bits of conversation I overheard. I even managed to snag a strand of Eleanor's hair from the stairs, DNA evidence. Days turned into weeks as I played the role of a broken captive, all while gathering intel and keeping in touch with Jess. One night, Jess's whisper crackled through the line. "Julie, you won't believe what I found. Eleanor's family has been covering up her crimes for years, and Mark's ex, she didn't just leave town. She vanished, no trace left behind." "Anything else?" I asked, pulse racing. "The company books are a mess. Eleanor's been siphoning off millions." "Perfect," I said, a wicked smile creeping onto my face. "We've got her. Now we just need to set the trap." As the 3-month mark of my disappearance approached, I overheard Eleanor on the phone. "Yes, we'll file the death in absentia papers next week. It's time to move on." In the darkness, oh Eleanor, you had no idea what was coming. The day of reckoning finally arrived. I heard the commotion upstairs, raised voices, hurried footsteps. Then the basement door burst open. "Police, don't move." The sudden flood of light was blinding, and I blinked through tears of relief as they helped me to my feet. Across the room, Eleanor was being led away in handcuffs, her face contorted in a mix of shock and rage. "This isn't over," she shrieked. "Mark will never believe you." But as I emerged into the daylight, I saw Mark standing there, his face filled with horror and shame. He knew. He knew the truth now. "Julie, I'm so sorry. I had no idea." I looked at him, and any warmth I once felt was gone. "Save it, Mark. You chose to believe her lies. We're done." The following weeks were a blur of court hearings and media frenzy. Eleanor faced charges of kidnapping, fraud, and attempted murder. Robert, Mark's father, broke down and confessed to his complicity in covering up her crimes. He, too, was arrested. Even my parents tried to reconnect with tearful apologies. But I had learned my lesson about toxic people. I kept them at arm's length. 5 years later, I stood on a stage, looking out at a sea of faces, fellow survivors. I smiled, took a deep breath, and began. "Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to the Rising Phoenix Conference. I'm Julie Thompson, and this is my story of survival and triumph." As I shared my journey, I thought about how far I'd come. My book, From Basement to Bestseller, Surviving a Psycho Mother-in-Law, had topped the charts, and I was using my voice to help other survivors reclaim their lives. Eleanor was rotting in prison, her appeals denied, and the family fortune drained to pay restitution. Mark had tried reaching out once more, but I blocked his number. Some bridges stay burned. In the front row, Jess beamed at me, my best friend and now my business partner in our advocacy organization. I wrapped up my speech with a final thought. Remember, your past doesn't define you, your strength does. We are not victims, we are survivors, and we will rise. The applause was thunderous as I stepped off stage. I felt light, free. Eleanor had tried to break me, but instead she made me unbreakable. A lesson I would never forget. Now I have a question for you. If you were in Mark's shoes, would you have believed your mother's story, or would you have questioned it more? What would it take for you to doubt someone you've trusted your entire life? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your experiences could help someone in a similar situation. If this story resonated with you, hit the like button and subscribe for more real-life dramas and survival stories. Remember, your voice matters, and sharing these stories can make a difference. Stay strong out there.